This is the G Podcast with your host, Tommy B.
Hey, what's up, y'all? Welcome to episode 236 of This is the G Podcast. What's up? What's up, y'all? You know we do it. Each week we do news, politics, pop culture, that piping hot tea from the one and only Tanya B, man. And you know what? I'm just going to jump right into it. Let's go ahead and start with this.
A community vigil and a night of prayer was the response to yet another mass shooting. This one left 4 people dead, another 9 injured. The 14-year-old shooter is in custody. This shooting was at a high school in Winder, which is located in Barrow County between Atlanta and Athens.
Of those that are deceased, 2 were students and 2 were teachers here at the school.
That's Chris Hosey from the GBI. Last night, Governor Brian Kemp traveled to Winder.
I would just ask all Georgians and all Americans to continue to keep these families, these educators, and these students in your thoughts and prayers.
According to various reports, the shooter is a student at Appalachia High School, the scene of the horrific event. The GBI says the teenage suspect had been investigated for making school shooting threats last year, but was not arrested. We also now know that an AR-style platform weapon was used. The White House issued a statement about the shooting, and President Biden said in part, "We cannot continue to accept this as normal." While on the campaign trail in New Hampshire, Vice President Kamala Harris echoed the president's thoughts.
We have to end this epidemic of gun violence in our country once and for all. You know, it doesn't have to be this way.
Yeah, and later, of course, the father was brought in for questioning and eventually arrested. Here we go.
The father of the teen suspected in the Georgia school shooting has been arrested, according to GBI Director Chris Hosey. The suspect's father, Colin Gray, is charged with 4 counts of involuntary manslaughter, 2 counts of second-degree murder, and 8 counts of cruelty to children, according to the GBI.
And this is as of Friday.
A hearing was held this morning for 14-year-old Colt Gray, the teen accused of killing 4 people and injuring 9 others during a mass shooting Wednesday at Appalachia High School, which is located just outside of Winder. His first hearing and his father's hearing both took place today. The father and son declined to enter a plea.
Hey, Vi, I'm going to go to you first, but I got to say this, man. To the national news, will y'all stop saying Winder? I mean, damn. I mean, come on. I mean, didn't nobody... That just blew my mind. I know I live in Georgia, and I know where Winder is because it's not far from Athens. But somebody, I mean, it was like day 2. So anyway, I have to say that. Okay, go ahead, Bob. What are your thoughts?
I'm with Kamala. It doesn't have to be this way. Why is it even legal for you? Why is it even legal for you to be able to purchase an AR weapon? Why that is legal? Because AR weapon is only meant for one thing: kill people. It's the only thing you can. That is the only thing you could use an AR weapon for, is to kill people. That's it. So why is it
you in the
illegal?
military? You're in the military 30 years.
Okay, so those are the weapons that we train with. M16. Yeah. So why is that legal for private purchase?
Yeah.
No, it don't have to be this way. I think for us to be the most civilized country in America, I'm pretty sure we have more school killing than anybody in the world.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
Yeah, not even close.
I mean,
yeah. I'm gonna go. Go ahead and wrap up. Go ahead.
So I get sick of tired of hearing her talking about pray for the family. That's your answer.
Yeah.
I'm a God-fearing man myself, but for the people to say that, and y'all make it easy to purchase guns, no, do something else besides pray for the family.
Yeah. All right, let me go to you, Talib. What are your thoughts, man?
I think that, it's times like this, we always feel like this is like a war-torn country. You know what I mean? And here we are again. And what's so crazy about this time in particular is there are like 4 other schools here in Georgia, that have also now been on high alert. They've had about, I think it's like somewhere between 4 and 6 arrests of other 12 to 14-year-old children who were looking to commit some kind of gun violence at their school.
Yeah.
I mean,
one kid they got, he said he did it because it was funny. It wasn't serious.
Funny.
That's what
funny.
he said.
So now
that's what they asked when they arrested him. After this just happened this week, he said he thought it was funny. That's why he did.
So we're raising psychopaths now.
Pretty much.
And we're cool with this in the name of the Second Amendment. This is not what the Second Amendment is talking about, y'all.
No.
I think these people really need to go back and read the Second Amendment. The Second Amendment does not. Come on, y'all. I need to. This country is so full of hypocrisy. It's sickening. And this
I'm gonna stop you there, Talib, and I'm gonna come back to you and Vi. But I want to, some of the details. I don't know if Mike really covered a lot of the details. You have 4 dead, 9 injured. They do expect the 9 injured to fully recover for the most part. You've got the 14-year-old who's facing life without parole. He cannot get the death penalty because he's a minor now. He will be tried as an adult. His dad, 54-year-old, not even going to say his name on the podcast.
Please.
4 counts of involuntary manslaughter, 2 counts of second-degree murder, 8 counts of cruelty to children. And the interesting thing about this is the father knowingly allowed the son to possess a weapon. Even after last year, they had visited his home based on a tip, based on some things he was saying in a game room. I think it may have been Discord, one of these groups that he was involved in. He was talking about doing this, and he was also connected to using names of previous shooters. He was tied into this culture of previous mass shooters, and he was 13 then. So now we're looking at 2 14-year-olds are dead, 2 teachers are dead. 8 of the 9 folks that are actually injured are students, and 1 teacher was wounded. So from my standpoint, and you mentioned what's going on in other areas. I mean, I live in a county where we've had this week 11 arrested in 3 days.
That's what I'm talking about. So it's 11.
11
now.
arrested.
It's 11 now.
Yeah, 11 arrested in 3 days. This is just based on this.
Yes.
One kid took over in Henry County. Woodland High School had actually taken the gun to school. And the whole thing is it's a crisis. And this is one of the main reasons why, I'll be honest with you, it's difficult for me to ever vote for the party who sees this as business as usual.
Oh, they said, but the man said it's a way of life. Really?
It's a way of life. And see, you know why it's a way of life? Because you allow it to be a way of life.
You allow it to be a way of life.
Right.
And see, I want to point.
Not only allow it, encourage it.
Yeah. Encourage it. Encourage it. Because the dad, there was probably some bullying going on. And the dad bought him this gun and say, son, he probably said, son, I'm not going to tell you what to do, but I'm going to tell you that if you need help, I'm giving it to you. That's probably what he told him Christmas Day when he gave him this gun. I wouldn't doubt it. But here's my point, and I go to your point, Vi. If you recall, during the Clinton administration, there was a ban on assault weapons. And this shit calmed down for a while. And then you had Bush get into office, and Bush allowed the ban to expire and be lifted. So, again, I mean, it's just difficult for me to understand a party that knows that there are things that you can do. You can ban AR-15s. I'm with you totally, by reinstating the ban on assault weapons, high-capacity magazines. That shit needs to be done. The red flag laws, when you know that you actually, a year ago, met with this family. Go ahead, Vi.
And why aren't the police saying something? They should be saying the same thing.
But you know what?
Assault weapons.
Yeah. I agree. And then you got, the universal background checks. Right now the U.S. has more guns than people. Go figure. But you can't increase the funding for mental health. You can't make the schools safer, which, if I'm looking at making airports safer, as you've seen, and, they have the new technology where you can actually, I don't know if you guys have heard about it, the technology that can actually find guns when you walk through, not just the magnetometer, but they have the technology, the camera technology, the digital technology that can actually find guns. I don't know. I mean, I think it's gotten to a point where you got to at least have a magnetometer or what do you call it, whatever you want to call it, in every school. That just doesn't make sense to me. And you got to ask, how did the guy get the gun back into the school? He left the classroom, went out somewhere and got the gun. Who did not see this kid? Who's monitoring the cameras? You know what I'm saying? It's like kids in the hallway.
So they have that kind of security system in their school.
Let me tell you, just about every school, because I have kids in school. Okay, so I deal with this. I mean, one of the things we're not going to do the bus thing. You drop off, pick up, and the whole thing is, if you're an involved parent, you know that most of these schools have cameras in the hall. You can see when somebody's in the hallway. There's somebody in the office, in the main office, sees that person. I mean, there's got to be there's camera footage that they're probably not going to show. Maybe because one reason could be because it's too gruesome. And also they probably don't want to show it because it's embarrassing. Some people gonna get fired.
They don't need to be fired. Shit.
But I
do your job.
I do think, I'm gonna go back to you. I'm gonna go back to you, Vi, in a minute. But I gotta say this, man. The way this thing started with the press conference, with the sheriff and the GBI, they know a whole lot more than they're releasing at this point. I wouldn't be surprised if there's some kind of white supremacist crap going on that they had not released from his social media. I wouldn't be surprised if the father has some of that, because the first thing the sheriff came out and said was hate will not prevail. Now, because, of course, when somebody shoots or has a shooting, you want to call that hate. But I think there's more to this, and I think we're going to find out over the next couple of weeks. I think we're going to be talking about a whole lot more. It was a messed up family.
Yeah.
Go ahead, bud.
But they said the mom, they got so many federal indictments on her right now for selling drugs. And she's in trouble right now.
Yeah.
I think they said she got sentenced for so many years, but they put a time served and gave her like 24 months of probation or something like that.
Yeah. I'll go to you, Talib.
Well, that's what they do when Caucasians get arrested for, selling drugs or something like that. We'll be nice about it, and we're going to do that. We'll lessen your time and all that.
Because then it's a mental health crisis.
Oh yeah, exactly. Or he just deserves another break. He deserves a break. He deserves a break.
Oh hell, he don't.
Yeah. Okay. Thank God they arrested the dad. You know what I mean?
Thank you.
Because listen, if anybody shows up to my house talking about law enforcement comes to my house wanting to ask my son some questions, I'm pulling the belt off immediately while the officer is there. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And dare them to say something.
Yeah.
Let alone buying him a gun after that.
Yeah.
After you're under investigation. Come on. This is, I'm inclined to think what you're thinking, Thomas, because we're in the midst of children being radicalized right now.
Yes, we are.
Hey, but this is that. That's what this.
Hang on. We'll come to you, Vi.
That's what this is all about, and that's what I'm seeing. As what's coming next. It's these chat rooms, it's these discords. That's what they're going to be starting to come for now, because where are these kids getting these? That this is the answer. Who's hyping these kids up in the background? You know what I mean? Yeah. And if it's the parents, okay, that's one source, but it's got to be more than that, because they've already been talking about, what this guy is, so-called his manifesto has been so far. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So they're already. Come on. And he was already on the radar. They should have, I'm surprised they didn't have him, under heavier surveillance, than this. Because when they start getting these, if they're coming to this kid a year ago, that means that they've been watching him for about 2 years.
Yeah, they knew something before. I'm gonna go at that point. Let's go to you, and we'll close this out. Go ahead.
It's like that TikTok that either you or how we get sent it. Why aren't we talking about how these parents are raising their kids? Because they're white parents. Why aren't we talking about how they're raising their kids? Because they're the white kids that are doing this kind of stuff. So we're just talking about the kid. Why are we not looking to these white people, white folk homes, and saying, how are you raising your kid to think it's okay to go kill somebody? Like the guy said, if my son comes to school with his braids in, he's not getting raised right. I mean, but these kids are actually bringing guns. And we think it's okay. It's not okay for your kid to bring a gun to school. It's not. So why are we talking about talking about the parents saying, why are these kids think it's okay to bring a gun to school?
Yeah. Vi, let me say this, man. And this is where, because we live in Georgia, okay? I know exactly where Winder is, because, if you have kids or you go to UGA, you go to Athens, it's just, around the block from Athens. It's not far from Athens, Georgia, okay? And it's probably less than within an hour of the city of Atlanta. So it's almost not metro, but it's within the general area of Atlanta. As a matter of fact, they airlifted one of the shooting victims to Grady Hospital, which is in downtown Atlanta, which is a whole nother problem that this governor has with all these hospitals closing. But we're not going to get into that on this podcast.
It's literally 50-minute drive.
Yeah, which is crazy. So and again, a lot of this with a lot of these people who are in power, they know these people. And quite frankly, I think they understand the culture. They understand because you can see their faces when they go on the camera, and definitely they want to show empathy and sympathy for the victims. But I do believe that they know what the issues are, but they don't want to come out and say it because it confirms a lot of what we've been saying all along. You're exactly right. What the lady was talking about, the culture in terms of, how the white boys are treated versus how they come after black families when something goes wrong. It's night and day. Mm-hmm. And there's a problem when you go back to, Columbine? And you look at who the mass shooters are. I mean, I don't have to say it. I don't have to say it on the podcast. Y'all know what it is. So if you know that's happening, where's the program? The other thing is, I just, Vance and this, that's just part of life. How it is, life.
Why?
Is just, if I'm a Democrat, if I'm part of the, Kamala's campaign, I'm running that commercial. I'm taking that clip and I'm running it around the clock. I don't know why. You got to play hardball with these people. You can't, I would go to Sandy Hook. I'd go to Parkland. I'd get the people who are in charge of these organizations, because the Sandy Hook and Parkland, they have become a PAC, pretty much. They're a political action committee right now. And I love how active they've become, based on losing their children. And I think, we have to, or the Democratic Party, anybody who understands that this is a crisis. And the Michigan attorney, if you recall, the Michigan father, the Michigan mother and father, who were actually charged and sent to jail for what their son did in Michigan not too long ago. She was on and said, it's an easy fix. She was on saying, she says, this is not something that this is not something that is beyond our control. Right. We have the control. We just won't do it.
Right.
So if I'm the Democratic Party, I'm hammering the Republican Party or anybody who doesn't understand that this is a fixable problem. We saw the decline when the AR-15s were taken off the shelf with Clinton. We saw it. So y'all can keep playing the game, But I'm here to tell you, man. I tell you what, Vi and Talib. Next time somebody storms the Capitol, let them go in. Just let them in. So Congress can understand what we're dealing with.
Say if you're a Democrat, you're free to leave. If you're a Republican, you stay right here and fight. Because these are your people coming in now.
These are people. Right.
Talk to them. They're not. They just visiting. Democrats, line up, lead. Republicans, sit your ass down and wait on them.
I'm telling you, the government really just, what needs to happen is the government just needs to go ahead, give these gun manufacturers a subsidy, because that's really all they want. And quietly, very, very quietly, just start not making these anymore. You know what I mean? It's like
bottom line is, Talib. I mean, this is all about money. I mean, they fund
That's what I'm saying.
They fund the campaigns.
Give them the money that they would lose in revenue. Y'all are great at bailing out corporations. So bail out this gun industry for the money that they wouldn't make, that they would have made selling these ARs, and get them the hell out of the general public's hand. This has been proven that it is not something that the general public can handle.
Yeah.
This is what we get. We get sensitive-ass little young white boys going to go and start terrorizing people because somebody called them a name.
Yeah.
This is stupid now. You know what I mean? Anyway, yeah.
But I do want to say one last thing, and then we'll move on. And this is also based on the video where the woman's talking about the culture, if these were black kids. In general, kids live in a silo, and we always have, even going back to when we were in school. And unfortunately, when stuff is going on, unless you're talking to your parents about it, they never know, okay? But now you got social media, you got these chat rooms, you got these organizations that can get to them, which makes this situation a whole lot dangerous than it was pre-internet. So it really is, as you use the term, Talib, radicalized. It is really almost like domestic terrorism being radicalized in high schools and middle schools. So I think they need to, if the government is so serious about domestic terrorism, because this is what happened. This was domestic terror. So if you're so serious about domestic terrorism, then fight it. And quit saying there's nothing you can do about it. It's a mental health issue. No, that's not the case. That's not the case. Maybe he had a mental problem, but honestly, this was all about inaction.
Yeah.
This is all about inaction and what you allow. And what you allow, you become. And this is what we become. And it's unfortunate because half of us have to sit back and watch. Well, we know what this, and that's what makes it so frustrating. And that's why, unfortunately, I hate to do these shows, man. Every time, I've been doing this podcast for a while, and there's so many shootings and mass shootings that are all caused by pretty much where you can just say, okay, it's an AR-15. It's going to be an AR. It's going to be an AR.
Right.
All right. Love your thoughts, y'all. Go to Castropolis.net. I've sent the link out to a couple of people I know in law enforcement and asked them to, give me some feedback, especially on how it's being handled in Winder. Definitely, I think there's more to it, and I think it's going to come out. Next subject, man, Kamala Harris and VP Kamala Harris and former you-know-who. I don't have to say his name. Every time I say his name, it's like Beetlejuice.
Yeah, at least you said Palmer.
Yeah, sometimes I call him president. I don't know. I'm just going to say Beetlejuice, okay? They are actually debating. This Tuesday.
For now.
September 10th, 9 p.m. They're going to be in Philly, National Constitution Center. 90 minutes. God damn. We got to do – I won't. But ABC is hosting. David Muir, Lindsay Davis will moderate. If y'all want to watch it, you can watch it. ABC News Live, Disney. I know you're mad, Vi, so sorry about saying Disney and Hulu. Because because you have DirecTV.
Yep.
CNN is going to simulcast, just FYI. There will be no live audience, which will at least give us a little bit of mercy. And just want to know, y'all, and I'll start with you, Talib, since I started with Vi on the last thing. First of all, what do you tell Kamala going into this? And lastly, who do you think is going to come out on top? Go ahead.
I'd say is study Trump's debate performances and watch how he does. You know what he's going to talk about at this point. You know, whatever he comes with, laugh and what a short turn, because it's so stupid. Is what he said is going to be so stupid. And then, you know, come with the facts in plain English. You know, don't mansplain none of this stuff. You know, don't give us that lectury kind of voice. You need to just talk to people. Talk to the camera. Don't come as a politician. Come as a people. Come as people. You know, and give it the real. Give us the real. This is what, okay, I knew he was going to talk about unemployment, so this is the real numbers, people. You know, and just rattle them off. Give them real quick. So what he's saying, does he even know the numbers like that? He doesn't. You know, you know, maybe take a little play out of the Jasmine Crockett book. You know what I mean? Like, look, be very exact, be concise, be to the point. Do not give these vague, those vague answers that Kamala gives are the death of her.
Yeah, I agree.
You know,
and really not just hers. A lot of politicians do try to get away with the same thing.
Right.
I agree.
So keep it simple. Keep it simple. Please keep it simple.
Okay. Who do you think's going to come out on top?
Well, if this wasn't Bizarro World, it'd be obvious, but it's, of course everybody's going to be for their person. So I think it's going to give us, I think it's going to just strengthen the fact that this is going to be a 50-50 election. This is going to be 51-49.
Okay.
That's the way I see it.
Okay. Go to you, Vi.
I would say, like, what is that? Study it. I would study the Hillary Clinton with the debate he had with Hillary. Study that and look at what she said instead of looking at what she said. Put yourself in her position and say what Kamala would say. And be serious. Don't laugh, because they want you to laugh if they can talk about that. Just be serious. And just state facts. Because he's going to lie about everything. Everything he lied about, I don't even try to just state facts. If he try to change the subject, just state facts. And then go at him for some of the stuff like abortion. Go ahead about abortion.
Right.
Make him change. Because he's trying to change his stance.
Make him change his stance. On it. He's wishy-washy.
Make him change his stance, because he's losing people when he changes his stance.
Yeah.
Going about this gun violence gun. Going about that. Ask him, like, do you back up what Vance said, that this is a way of life?
Yeah.
Make him uncomfortable. Because he don't want to be uncomfortable. And be smart. And he does not like smart people. He don't like smart black women.
No, he doesn't.
So if you do any of those things,
he doesn't like smart women.
that will really piss him off. So just piss him off.
Yeah.
Because that's why they don't want the mic. That's why they want the mic muted. Because they don't want you to hear what he's going to say, mumbling and stuff.
Can I say this, Vi? And people are asking why the Harris campaign wanted the mics open, because in a lot of cases they felt that the stupid stuff
he's going to say
he would say would actually, expose him as a misogynist. So they were like, hey, leave the mics open. So we want to expose his stupidity.
Yeah, because that's why he's losing people. Because the people he's losing are the people saying, oh, we're tired of this stuff.
Yeah.
Not that they're against him. They just saying they tired of the foolishness.
Yeah. I agree. Hey, let me say, and I agree with both you guys, man. I think the main thing that she needs to do is rely on her history as a prosecutor. She needs to do what she does in those Senate hearings. If she does that the way she did, what's his name, the first AG that Trump had, country boy.
When he said you're making me nervous.
Oh yes, she needs to go that route. You know, the same way she did the frat boy Supreme Court justice.
Yeah, Rathensberger.
Yeah, the same way she went after him. You know, she needs to do that. I mean, I think she needs to go hard, and she needs to, you know, the same way she's gone. She talks about going after the drug companies and, you know, the housing manufacturers back in San Francisco. She's going to have to pull all her history of dealing with the toughest opponents as a prosecutor against him. Now, I agree with you. You know, Trump lies every time he opens his mouth. He's lying.
Right.
It's like I was watching this week, and the facts are obvious in a lot of cases. The unemployment numbers were sky high.
But they're not now.
They're not now. They were up over 6%. Okay. They had gotten to that point. A lot of it had to do with COVID, but he wasn't doing anything to help. Okay. The Biden administration came in. It's down at 4.3%. Okay. There are a lot of lies that he tells because he doesn't understand. He's just getting it and twisting it because, you know, deep down inside, you know, Trump is just how do you call it? He's a showman. That's all he is. And you know, P.T. Barnum, you've called him that before, Tlaib. P.T. Barnum never told the fucking truth. When did P.T. Barnum tell it like it was?
The only time is when he said there is one born every minute.
Yes. He wants you to be a sucker, man. And a lot of these people, that's what I'm saying. The people who are following him are suckers. They are. If you know, don't call the military suckers. The people who are voting for him are suckers. Because they buying the crap. You know, so we'll see. I just think she needs to go into, you know, prosecutor mode and stay there and focus. But she needs to know her facts. I agree with you, Tlaib. Don't be fucking vague.
Right.
You can kill him on the facts.
Right.
Just be factual.
Right.
And then let the journalists come back when they do the fact check at the end and say, hey, fact check his ass every moment you can, but you got to know what you're talking about.
Right. But
I tell you who would have really, I tell you who would have really killed his ass. I don't know if I'd vote for him, but Gavin Newsom and Trump. Gavin Newsom would slay his ass, just like he did DeSantis.
Yeah, but Gavin Newsom's so crooked.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. There's a price to pay for Gavin Newsom.
Right.
But he's a hell of a debater.
Yes, that is for sure. That's for sure.
Because he fucking, you know, he just slayed DeSantis. I think he's part of the reason why DeSantis is out of the race.
Yeah.
Because he exposed him.
You know, we are too desensitized to Trump and his antics.
Yes, we are.
You know, we don't really, it's to the point where we really don't call, even though people do call Trump out on this crap, nobody really challenges, you know, it's not a big deal.
Yeah,
we don't
I
make
agree.
it as big of a deal as it should be, you know, because he's shameful.
Yeah.
He's shameful about it.
Yeah.
And he's blatant and it's obvious. And it's like, come on, bro. So
I say I give her the edge, y'all, because she's a prosecutor.
Yeah,
but if she goes in there not using her prosecutorial skills, then she's gonna get her ass kicked.
Yeah.
If she slips and allows him to get to her emotionally, it's over. That's what I'm saying. I think both you guys said her emotions can't show. She's you know, maybe somebody, you said laugh. I said I think she's got to be at the beginning, maybe laugh and you know, kind of, you know, but when it's on, it's a game. It's like, you know, it's game on, game face and just destroy him.
yeah.
Real quick, y'all. One last thing, and I want to play this. I don't want to spend a lot of time on it because I do want to get to your big takeaways for the week. Here we go. I'm just gonna go ahead and play it.
A New York judge has delayed the sentencing in the criminal case against former President Donald Trump in order to ensure the court is seen as politically impartial. Judge Juan Merchan set the new sentencing date for November 26. That's a few weeks after the election. This is the case where Trump was convicted of falsifying business records to hide payments to Stormy Daniels.
I'm going to start this, and I'm going to say this is some bullshit. I don't know how else to put it. And I do believe, and this is a conspiracy. I'm going to start this by saying I like to use facts. I like to use facts, but this is my conspiracy theory. I think this has to do with his daughter. I think the judge. I think they, when Jordan in the Senate, Jim Jordan, I think just say in Congress, I don't know if he House or Senate, but when Jim Jordan subpoenaed or tried to subpoena her, I think the judge, what's his name, Marshawn, the judge in New York, he wants to keep his daughter out of it. So he's going along to keep his daughter from being pulled into this mess. And I think that's in my opinion, I think that's a disservice to the American people. That's a disservice to the people in New York. Do the shit the way you are supposed to do it, as if you would give or pass down justice to anybody. Why does he? I mean, look at all. Can you not see the path of breaks? I mean, you know what? Let me go shoot somebody. No, I'm not going to. Hey, for the record, I'm not. I'm not going to do it. But I'm just saying, let me go commit a crime and then decide, okay, I'm going to run for president. So when they catch me and they come after me and say, hey, I'm a presidential candidate.
Yep.
I'm running for office.
So y'all, well, that's what they're doing.
Yeah. So what you're saying is what he did is not as important as him running for office?
Nope.
Right. Not in office already,
Not in office.
Right. But running for office.
Running.
And we're supposed to give you passes. We're supposed to.
This is not, I mean, I mean, how can you say this is election interference when the dude put this on himself and even this week admitted he was interfering? He said it in an interview with Foxx that he felt that his interfering with the election was part of what he should be doing anyway. He admitted it.
Then he admitted that he lost. A lot of piss folks only said that. I lost by a whisker. Oh, so you did lose then.
So I know we're talking about the Stormy Daniels hush money thing, but I'm just saying, it's like, this is some bullshit. I mean, it's like Donald Trump privilege.
I mean, but
they've given this dude so much privilege. I'm like, damn, he absolutely was right. When he said he could go on Fifth Avenue, wherever he said, and shoot somebody, he was, that's the most truthful thing he's ever said.
So are you thinking that this is treatment that even a Rockefeller wouldn't get, or a Vanderbilt? Or,
no, I mean,
know what I mean?
I think anybody like Trump, Trump is a gangster, y'all. When he knows shit about people, he goes after them. And I think he went after this judge. And I think he goes after people, and then all of a sudden shit changes.
It does. It does. He goes after them.
I mean, he may not have the National Enquirer, but somebody.
Oh, he's had the National Enquirer.
Well,
he's had him.
He got the power of Congress behind him now, though. They do whatever they do whatever he tell them to do.
Look,
they do.
I think he's got something on all of them, man. I think when he needs shit, he goes after people.
Okay, so
and you don't hear about it, but things change and go in his favor. I mean, it's kind of typical, Marlon Brando, Goodfella kind of shit to me.
So, and that's what he wants to be. That's what he's always wanted to be. He's always wanted, and you could tell that from the way that he does business. You could tell it from the people he's doing business with. He thinks he's an oligarchy, Russian Italiano mob type, that has all this juice and power. And he's the Teflon Don. That's, so.
But you see, even I'm glad you mentioned, because this week, Putin came out and said he supported Kamala Harris. Yeah. Okay. and the reason he said this is only so that his buddy Trump can come out and call her Comrade Kamala.
Comrade Kamala.
Because in the meantime, the Russians are already interfering with the election.
Oh yeah, and I heard about the Russian Times.
And they got the Russian. And they don't got.
The Russian Times, right?
Oh, go ahead. I don't know what you.
They don't got. And they got caught. They got caught red-handed.
They got caught.
Biden caught red-handed. They called him out on.
They got caught paying, Republican. Surrogates.
Yes,
go ahead.
That's what I'm talking about. It's like, man, the Russian government close to I think it was like $6 million.
Yeah.
For the media company to run these fake
It was
stories.
10 million.
10 million. They're making deposits of $450,000 for, off of stories that have, 2,000 likes. It's great.
So in the words of George W. Bush, they use a strategery. Yeah, that's what they do.
And no one believes. And the sad thing about it, the stuff is worse than none of it is sticking.
Yeah, but it's sticking to the base. The base, because now I mean at this point, man, it's close as hell.
But my thing, the base gonna vote for him no matter what.
Look,
yeah, I agree.
These are the same people that believe in Santa Claus,
No,
and that there is an Easter bunny.
Wait a minute, Santa Claus ain't real?
Like the Republicans saying, his problem is you're not picking up any new voters.
Yeah,
you're losing because you're not picking up any new voters. You're just keeping your base happy. We know your base gonna vote for you. You need to pick up new voters. You're not picking up any new voters, and that's his problem.
Yeah. All right, Val, since you're talking, I'm going to go to you. What you got big for the week, man? We got to wrap this up.
I don't have anything big for the week besides my man Trump. He's a liar, man. I mean, I don't understand why we keep entertaining this guy.
Yeah,
why we keep believing
so much power?
Why we are so shocked about the words that he say? Why we are so shocked when he said, I lost by a whisker. And the American guy said, you lost? So why did I go up there January the 6th? Why did I lose all my money? And you lost? One of the Magic guys said, I might not vote for Kamala, but I'm going to make sure you don't win this election. Because he's pissed. Because they really believe that he won, and then him for the finally say, I lost. That's the worst thing he could have said, that he lost.
Yeah, I agree.
That's the worst thing he could have said.
Go to you, Talib.
I just got a couple of headlines today.
Gotcha.
Inc. magazine says that has an article that said scientists just discovered that eating blueberries will make you smarter and significantly improve your memory. So.
Oh shit! Yeah. I need to be doing that.
Yeah, exactly.
They working on me then. I eat blueberries. Where they get them blueberries from? I get some of them then.
Those are crunch berries, right? Those are crunch berries. I'm talking about blueberries. Like the fruit.
What else you got to leave? What's the next one?
The Miami Herald has an article that says nocturnal creatures with a triangular head found lurking in a cave, and it's a new species.
Oh, damn.
Yeah, so be on the lookout for, if you're in Miami, don't be around no caves. There's a chance you got some new little thing.
Blacks don't go in caves anyway.
There's some X-Files. There's some X-Files shit. Come on, man.
We're not interested in that. We're not interested was in there.
Talib is coming from the X-Files.
Just, these are
and
headlines that just kind of catch my attention. You know what I mean? I want to find. Okay, you piqued my interest. Let's see what it is. But here's one
Muller
that should
and Sculler, however the names.
But
I got to do it for this, man. My one for the week, and I got to do it for this.
Hold on, you can't use this song anymore. That's the message from a judge in Atlanta ruling in favor of Isaac Hayes' family, who threatened to sue Donald Trump several weeks ago over his campaign's use of the track at rallies. It was co-written by Hayes and became a hit in 1966 for Sam and Dave. While the judge says the campaign must stop using the song, for now, the ruling doesn't impact videos already recorded. The family says they asked the campaign to stop playing the song multiple times. Hayes' son, Isaac III, added that his father would not even support Trump because of the former president's character.
I know my father would not want that man playing his music. Man's been found liable of sexual abuse and some of the things that he says about women, especially black women and women of color, especially in this election. And so we have to take a stand that we want to separate ourselves from someone with Donald Trump's character.
Attorneys for artists including Beyonce, the Foo Fighters, and Celine Dion have requested the Trump campaign also stop playing their songs at rallies or in videos.
Got to give a shout out to Isaac Hayes III. ATL. He don't play, man. When he come after you on Twitter, it ain't no joke. He's for real.
Yeah, and his fan base app is kicking butt too. So you know what I'm saying? Shouts out to him.
He ain't joking.
Yeah.
He ain't joking. And the real quick thing, man. And shout out to Rich Homie Quan. And 30 something. What? 34? Wow. You know, and I know, about Rich Homie Quan, not because I listened, but because, he was always doing Fort Valley's homecomings, a lot of homecomings, man, in the ATL. Lives in ATL. As a matter of fact, they were doing vigils at his home these last few days. Any quick thoughts about Rich Homie Quan?
Yeah, he was gone too soon, man. Another one going too soon.
It's just amazing.
We've gotten desensitized to certain types of lifestyles. His girl said, his girl just left him there on the couch like this was typical behavior,
wow.
and didn't even think, so to see that you are that messed up on a consistent basis where you could be in one spot for 6 hours, 8 hours, not moving, and I don't think anything about that, that's troubling.
It is. It's unfortunate, man, and you're absolutely right. Too many artists are into the Percocet, this combination, and of just drugs that are toxic, man. That's taking them out, and you're absolutely right. I don't think because it becomes part of who they are, I think people take for granted that they're going to see them again, instead of trying to get them help. So rest in power. Rich Homie Quan, to his fans, to his family, the folks who know him, condolences. Yeah. Condolences. Love your thoughts, y'all. Y'all go to castropolis.net, choose the people poll, leave us a voice message. I'll play back the best, of course. And don't forget, go to castropolis.net, support us. You can give, you can subscribe, but just go to castropolis.net and definitely give us some support. And if you've always listened to us, and you've never really watched the show, now you can watch the show on YouTube. You can watch, you've always been on YouTube, but TikTok, the show is now on TikTok, the full show, as well as Spotify. There's a video version on Spotify. Just look for us at This Is the G Podcast, y'all, at This Is the G Podcast. Let's go ahead and take a break, and we'll come back with the tea with Tanya B. Thank you, fellas.
Peace.
Peace out, brother.
Children, it's time for tea.
It's tea time, y'all. Sipping the tea with Tanya B.
All right, my people. Here we go. It is your girl, Tanya B, with your GT Entertainment News for this week. Let me just get right to it. And we must start out on the 5,000 Black Baptist Church altars of Atlanta and beyond, saying rest in peace to Brazilian musician Sergio Mendes. Remember in the 80s, the song Never Gonna Let You Go? Atlanta rapper Rich Homie Quan, who really repped the Atlanta hip-hop scene, tragically lost his life to an alleged drug overdose. And we also want to send up prayers to Jazzy Jeff and his family for the loss of his mother, Sarah. Get well wishes, J. Anthony Brown in the hospital. He's got congestive heart failure. Take care of yourself. And let's not say much about the Braxtons. Exploiting Tracy's death, Tamar and that man, you know what, girl, just go sit down. Never mind. Go there in the corner with Tyrese and Neo and R. Kelly and the rest of those fools, okay? Dumb donkey of the week. Did you see Fight Night on Peacock? Baby, you better watch it if you can. Taraji P. Henson, Terrence Howard, Samuel L. Jackson, Kevin Hart, need I say more? No. Adele, people are scrambling to get those last few Las Vegas residency tickets for Adele. She said she's taking a break, like a Sade long break. She wants to get married to super agent Rich Paul. She wants to have a baby and move back to the UK. Now, Rich Paul is known to be a cheater. I don't know how that's going to work out, Adele, so you might want to rethink that one. Get well wishes again go up to singer Freddie Jackson. No, he does not have HIV. He's not on drugs. He came clean finally, talking about his years-long battle with kidney disease. He may need to get a transplant, and he's also working now with the National Kidney Foundation. Paula Abdul, girl, please do. You went to sit down on stage talking about this is what 62 looks like. I don't know what it looks like in your world, but honey, if you got to be on the stage and have somebody bring you oxygen, cancel the tour dates, and that's exactly what she did. I don't know. Jamie Foxx is coming to a small screen near you. He's coming actually to the ATL October 3rd through the 5th. He's going to be recording what's going to be a comedy special, and I hear he's going to actually be transparent about his health issues. Who's that girl? Eve's that girl. The singer, well, I guess you really call her a songwriter, rapper, actress. She's got a book that comes out next week chronicling her journey. She said she went from being a lazy stripper, not a stripper, but a lazy stripper, and now she's got a billionaire husband. And she comes out and does a date here and there, but she is that girl. She has a very interesting story. You might want to check it out. And Sade, she's back. Hasn't had out a new album in over 10 years. It's been 6 years since we even heard anything from her. Now she's coming back on the 22nd of November. She is lending her voice to support the trans community. Her son Isaac is a member of that community, and she's very supportive. Working with the nonprofit called Red Hot. They've been around for years and raised millions of dollars. The song she's releasing on the 22nd of November, right in time for Thanksgiving. It is called Young Lion. And I'm telling you, honey, Sade, he said, got any more notes here for you? I got to tell you about this young man named Obi Nefedo. He was on, for you young people, on this show, Dawson's Creek. Had a horrible accident, lost both of his legs, and now he's gone on to glory and lost his life. And I'm not going to talk about Dancing with the Stars because, much like me, nobody cares. Anybody you see on this show, especially this season, you know they need the money. That's all I got. Ain't got no more. It's your girl, Tanya B. This is how we do it each and every week right here inside This Is the G Podcast. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share. Check out the YouTube channel. And remember, the Birdwire on demand 24/7 at castropolis.net. Tommy B, back to you.
Oh, yeah. Thank you so much, Tanya B. Appreciate you. Yes. Good report. Yeah, thanks to all of you for listening and supporting This Is the G Podcast. You can check us out and support us at castropolis.net. That's CASTROPOLIS.net. And also, if you've always listened, now you can watch us weekly. We're on YouTube. We've been on YouTube, but now we're on TikTok, full episodes, starting a few weeks ago on TikTok and also on Spotify. Just follow us. Make sure you follow us on YouTube, TikTok, and Spotify at This Is the G Podcast. The full thing, y'all, at This Is the G Podcast. And I want to say this to wrap this episode. Call your congressional representative. Demand that they take action in these school shootings. Don't let them give you information and only thoughts and prayers. These folks can actually do something about this. There are sensible solutions that have worked in the past that we mentioned within this episode. It comes down to where their interests lie. And if you have kids in school, if you have grandkids, if you have nieces, nephews, take action. Demand more. Demand more from your representatives. Okay? And with that, episode 236 is in the can. Have a great week, y'all. Peace. And the power is yours, y'all. That's why I say peace and power to the people. Have a great week.
You've been listening to This Is the G Podcast. And This Is the G Podcast is a production of the Castropolis Podcast Network. Thanks for listening.